What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Going to take a look at one from Blue Moon here. This is actually the Blue Moon Rounder Belgian style Pale Ale from the Expressionist collection. Why am I drinking Blue Moon? I have no idea. It was just in the fridge and I need to drink these, so I might as well do a review while I drink them. So this one, if you have not, their spring pack, it actually has a 5.6% ABV, 22 IBUs. On the label itself, our brewmaster's expression of a Belgian-style pale ale, crafted with a twist of hibiscus and orange peel for a rounder taste. Also, on the back, they actually have a little bit of writing there. Don't know if that'll focus in enough for you to see that or not, but it talks about in the 1940s, Belgian-style pale ales grew in popularity and were ordered by the round due to their balanced taste. Our brewmaster's expression of the sessionable ale is crafted with hibiscus and orange peel for a hint of spiciness and a touch of wheat for a smoother, rounder taste. Not much of a wheat person usually, so I'm going to go ahead and get this poured into a glass. I've had this one before, and I remember it not being too bad, actually. It's one of the Blue Moons I can actually get down pretty easily if I'm correct. So let's go ahead and guess what? Blue Moon, twist off. That should tell you something right there. But we will purge on, and we will continue. So I'm going to actually use a shaker glass, which most of the time you can use for a lot of these type of beers. Get it right there. Color. You got a nice golden, I want to say golden amber, just short of kind of a reddish glow. I'm going to say probably a late sunset on the evening kind of glow to the glass. Maybe early morning as the sun is rising. It's got that orange kind of tinge to it, but not as heavily as a straw. The head itself is a off-white head. Actually has some nice little rockiness to it, but I don't think it's going to lace that well on the gut. And see, it's actually starting to thin out already on the head, which is something you happen on some of these macro beers, especially some of the Blue Moon type versions. As far as clarity, you can see nice clear through that, and of course with Blue Moons, those are filtered before they even hit the bottle. Aroma, definitely getting the orange peel. Getting the hibiscus is kind of like a bread type smell. You're getting a light to moderate amount of sweetness off the aroma of the malts. And that's about it. It seems like there's a little tinge, but it might be the orange peel, but it's almost a little tinge of like a, I want to say kind of almost to a citrus, lemony type thing, but I think it is the orange peel. Not getting any too much of the hoppiness, but just dominated by really the malt. So as far as the taste, okay, on the taste, I'm getting the, not really a sweetness, I'm getting more of a, I want to say more of an astringency in the taste. It's more of a acidic, light to moderate, a little bit bitter. Do have some of that coming in from the hops. Not a header, a moderate bitter. But what it's doing on the finish is giving you that enough of that bitterness that it does give you a stringency of that lightness where you do feel that urge to pucker up a little bit on the lips. So there is the hoppiness in there. Like I said, it's 22 IBUs, so we do have a little bit of that. The duration of the finish, though, It's actually a pretty short. The mouthfeel is not all that strong overall on it. You do get it initially, but it does go away pretty quickly. As far as the body itself, you're getting probably like a medium, light to medium body. You're also getting the texture, which is actually not as watery as I would expect with some of the Blue Moons. It's actually got a nice dry texture to it, and it actually has a great crisp finish. So when you take that last swallow, it definitely hits the brakes for you nicely and wraps up on a nice crispness there. Carbonation itself, saw a little bit of activity earlier. I don't know if you can see some of that happening in there or not. Looks like, yeah, you can see a little bit of the bubble action, looks like. So we do have some activity taking place. I would kind of consider it to be more of a soft, not really too lively, but do have the carbonation. And as you can see here with the head is still shrinking down some, but it's not leaving like some of the lacing that we're used to on some of the other craft beers. It does have a little bit of lacing, but very, very little. So that's what you usually get with a lot of the macro beers when you're drinking those. But overall, the carbonation, I can feel it already bubbling back up. So it's expected from a Blue Moon or a macro type beer. It's okay. It's out there. Not a bad beer by any means, but not anything that you're accustomed to if you like craft beers. You know, if I'm out with the guys hanging out, this might be something at the bar they may have, and I may go ahead and drink one or two of these. If it's a bar where they don't have any of the other craft beer selections I like, you know, I would take it over something like a Budweiser or Miller, Coors, any of the regular type macro beers. This is not to have hoppiness, pale type taste. It's not going to be a strong hoppy, but gives you a little bit there. And for someone that may not be used to hoppiness, this might be a beer they can introduce. You can introduce them to that might get a little feel of the hoppiness and be a good, you know, training wheels type beer for them to start to experience beers that might have a little more hops. I don't know if I said that all too fast or what, but hey. But overall, as a macro beer, it's okay. It's in the ballpark of what you would expect. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'd probably put this one. I'd put this one like at a 2.5. It's got, like I said, it's got the pale ale style feel to it. It's just not as strong as a lot of the craft beers out there, but versus other macros and what they try to put out, I would definitely say this is maybe one of the better ones that you would go with. But halfway there, 2.5 out of 5. If you get a chance, check it out. That's the rounder. Whoops, go this way. Belgian style from Blue Moon, part of their Expressionist collection. If you happen to have it before, let me know. Leave something in the comment section. If you like what you saw, make sure you like the video and, of course, subscribe and all that jazz. But until next time, cheers, and the next review hopefully will be back to some more craft beer. Cheers.